Hello, everybody. This is my first live. Um, Nobody's on it. I don't care. It will be posted later on. It's a shame what has happened today. A man that is just out to rally for the presidency. Presidency that is very important this year. This is a very important election. Who likes America? Do you like America where you're free, where you're free to get your own job, free to have an opinion, free to have an opinion and not be ridiculed for it, free to look at Nazi Germany. If you had the wrong opinion, you got shot. Here, if you have the wrong opinion, you go to jail. I just found out that President Trump got shot. Shot in the ear, but shot nonetheless. I also heard that somebody in the crowd got shot in the back of the head. An innocent bystander shot for no reason whatsoever. That is sad. That is so sad. This is what we've become. Is it mental illness? Because I'm a big advocate with mental illness. And that's one of the new stories or the new channels I'm wanting to bring up, called the Guardian Angels. It's about people that see us at our worst. Our worst, when we are at our worst, when we are injured, having a meltdown, in a car wreck, fire, you name it. These people see us at our worst. The reason I bring this up, and I see some names here, Logan, hi, welcome. I don't know you, but nice that you stopped by. I had an accident in March 26, 2021. I was on my way home from work, and I never made it home. I flipped my truck upside down in a ditch full of water. The accident was actually caught on a local's dash cam. He was headed the other way. He immediately called for emergency services. He jumped out of his car. He started trying to break the windows as my cab was filling up full of water. He could not do it. An RN, registered nurse, showed up. She and him were trying to break the windows, trying to get the door open. Driver's side door wouldn't open because it was smashed passenger side was open, it could be opened, and a guy that didn't even live in the area was on his way to his mom's house, stopped with a crowbar to break out the windows. Those three waded in 4-foot water. I'm a pretty big guy. I weigh about 370. I was driving a Ford Ranger, and them three people and me, they're trying to pull me out so they can get CPR started, start breathing in my mouth to get air going again. I was clinically dead for 6 to 8 minutes. He watched me die. So I never made it home. And the funny thing about it is that when I left work that day at 4 o'clock, I work at the local Walmart. I told my friend, "You be safe going home." And he says, "You be safe going home too." That's the last thing I remember. I don't remember walking out to my truck. I don't remember I stopped at another place on the way home. And I have two ways to get home. One's a 4-lane, one's a 2-lane. I hardly take the 2-lane because it's out of the way. But I went on that side of town and I took the 2-lane. And to get to my little town, you kind of exit off the main road, and it's like a zigzag. I made the zig, but I didn't make the zag. So I remember nothing except for the police car. And they saved me, because obviously here I am. 3 years later, I'm talking to my first live. Thank you, Logan, for being here, even if it's only one. I see 3, so thank you for the 3. So I'm trying to start this channel, not this one, but the one. It's called the Guardian Angels. It's for the paramedics, ER nurses, ER doctors, our military that see things that there's no even imaginable what they see, and more that we only see on TV. And so I want to start that channel, and that was going to be my first live. But now I see our president, the Republican nominee, get shot because they don't like him. Is that the way America has become? Do you like that? If you have an opinion, you're walking down the street and you're just chit-chatting around, and you have a opinion that opposes the person next to you, and he pulls out a gun and shoots you because he doesn't like your opinion. It's not right. It's not right. We have to change America. We have to group together. We have to unite together to be one. United we stand, divided we fall. Anybody remember that? That's true. Divided, we're going to fall. Our country's falling. You know how deep in debt we are? Trillions of dollars in debt. Trillions. Credit card debt to the max. And one of these days, the bubble's going to pop. And when the bubble pops, things are going to happen, and not for the better. I used to drive truck. I drove truck for 24 years. My first job was working in a hospital. I worked there 12 years. The second job I had, I learned to drive truck. I drove truck from 1991 to 1999, and then I worked in a factory from 1999 to 2004. From 2004 to 2019, I drove truck. I seen the prices of fuel go up and down. And as I seen the prices of fuel go up and down, I seen the prices of food go up and down. Now we're sitting at $4 a gallon, headed to $5. We're going to pay $8 for a loaf of bread? Yeah. Hi, Shay. Glad to see you, Shay. Love you, sweetheart. I'm glad you showed up. This is my first live. I didn't think it would be this way, but I'm having a hard time dealing with this shooting. Our president, the other side is trying to eliminate the political rival. Like, really? Are we Nazi Germany? Are we Russia, where we just eliminate our other opponents? Where does this stop? Our elected officials, where is it going to stop? It's you know, once it starts, it's hard to stop it. Look, I'm telling you right now, I am not an expert at anything. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. You've heard that. I don't watch mainstream media because most of it's BS. I just don't watch it. I get more out of individuals that are explaining it all, and it's the truth, than I do from mainstream media. So when I heard about this, naturally I turned it on because I was editing my last video, because last night I had a couple falls. I got out of bed, my legs for some reason were weak, they gave out, I fell. I got up finally. I let my dogs out, and on the way back to bed, I fell again, hit my head, cut my arm, and hurt my back. So I wasn't going to do this, but now that this has happened, I would do the same thing if our political rival, Joe Biden. It's not right. It's just not right. Why do people do this? Why must we be at odds at this level? It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I don't understand it. I'm totally confused. To a point where, yeah, I got tears coming down my eyes. I only know President Trump from TV. I'm not a personal friend of his. I've followed him for a long time. I have probably followed him since Twitter began. however long that's been. So, and yeah, his mouth gets him in trouble. He's a New Yorker. You know, New Yorkers are that way. And I can say the same for Chicago. I have relatives in Chicago. They're outspoken. But that doesn't mean you go around shooting people. So now, President Trump, or our ex-President Trump at the moment, he's in the hospital with an injury. But I also heard a guy got shot in the back of the head. He's dead. 2 injured. 2 innocent people that has nothing to do with this. A father, a brother, aunt, uncle, whatever. Unbelievable. When are we as the public, we the people of the United States, when are we going to uprise and take our country back? When? When is it going to happen? When are we going to do it? I'm 63 years old. I just turned 63. June 25th was my birthday. I don't have a bunch of guns. The biggest gun I got's a 12 gauge. A rifle, a 22. So I don't have no big caliber guns. But I'll tell you what, I'll fight to the death for this country. God gave us a beautiful country. A beautiful country. I have been all over the country. The only places I haven't been is Maine, east of the Mississippi. I was 40 miles within the border of Maine. I never got up into Maine. And west of the Mississippi, I have never been to Washington, Oregon, Idaho, or Montana. And I'm sure they're beautiful states. We have a beautiful country. But our politicians are ruining our country. LA is a shambles. Philadelphia, a shambles. Chicago, the murder capital of the United States, if not the world. Any one time, there can be 1,000 or 2,000 shootings in a weekend. And who knows how many dead. Why? Over drugs? Over money? Greed? It's not right. It's just not right. We as Americans have to group together. Last election, we were so divided. We were so divided. But now, when you go to gas pump, I don't know where, here in west central Illinois, it's $3.45 a gallon today. Tomorrow it might be $3.80, who knows? But today it's $3.45 a gallon. Milk just went up from $1.98 to $2.89. I'm a door greeter at Walmart, and I have never seen more people look at their receipt as they go out the door, and then they look at me and they say, "Can you believe this?" And I go, "Yeah, I can." Because our government has printed and printed and printed and printed and printed more money and made our dollar worthless. The more money they print, the more money they give away, the more money that they fund out of the United States is less for home. Our veterans, the people that give it all, if not the ultimate sacrifice, but the ones that are alive are out on the streets, no place to live. But we have migrants. We have them in buildings, giving them money, our tax dollar monies, my money that I worked 46 years for, to put in a Social Security for my retirement or my disability. They're getting that. Anybody that works and is still working part-time, you are putting money into that. That money is going to them. And one of these days, it's going to run out. And people like me that's on disability, that's my money that they took to give to them. I'm shut up. I am just beside myself tonight. Not only because for some reason I fell twice in one night, and now our one of our presidential candidates is shot. Like, really? Like, really? 4 people, 2 likes. The 2 that don't like me, don't like the conversation. Do you like the way you're living? Do you like the way that America is today? Do you like the high prices? Here in Illinois, when Joe Biden took office, one of the 3 highest tax states in the country, between California, New York, Illinois. Our gas price was $1.87. $1.87. Today it's $3.45. I bought some hamburger buns, $1.50. $3.89 for hamburger buns? Like, really? For bread? $3.50 for bread? My birthday, I wanted to have steak. $41 for a piece of meat that was mostly fat? Nah, can't do it. Can't do it. I couldn't do it. I had a hamburger and fries. Nothing special. Nothing special. I am happy that President Trump is not seriously hurt. My heartfelt goes out to the man that got shot allegedly. I'm not for sure. I don't have confirmation on that. I don't have confirmation on the two that were injured, but I do have confirmation on the shooter. He is no longer with us. So that means that he won't hurt anybody else. And I hate to say it, but that's a comfort. That's a comfort to Mr. Trump and his family. That's a comfort to the person that allegedly is not alive anymore. I'm learning of what I can say and what I can't say, that I'm going to get a check mark on me from YouTube. I've watched a lot of videos, so I've kind of got the hang of it. Maybe, I don't know, we'll find out. And the two people that are injured allegedly, I hope none of them are true. I really do. Shay, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Logan, you was the first one in here. Thank you for being here. Like I said, this is my first live. I've never done a live. I've done several videos. My channel is Tomcat1472. It's mainly about crafts that I do. I have two websites, shopforcraftsil.com and crossesforkensington.com. The latter was a story in itself. I'm not going to go into that one. I have to wait until the expiration date of the website before I can change the name. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have two or just combine the two together and come up with a different name. But the Guardian Angels, I am going to work real hard for that, for the men and women of our military, the medics in the military. They have to go out and get the personnel that's injured. Hi, Chicken Butt. Glad to see you, buddy. And our men and women of first responders, our EMTs, our paramedics, ER doctors, ER nurses that go through and see horrible things every day. I am going to push for that channel where they can come in and hopefully get to know one another and talk with one another and help each other with their issues. So if you all think that's a good idea for the mental illness awareness for the our first responder teams and military, I know I keep repeating it, I'm sorry. If you think that's a good thing for our emergency personnel, I would appreciate any comments, talk to your military people that you know, talk to any emergency response people, see if they would be interested in a channel like that, if one was available for them, if they would like to come in and chat and have a place where they could go. Um, I would like to have that information before I go through the trouble of setting it all up and getting it all ready, and then it's a flop. So I've passed it on to several other people outside of YouTube. Haven't really heard anything. So, just let me know. All right. I'm sorry. I'm kind of upset tonight. It's kind of a release for me. I haven't been the very best person today. Between the fall and now this, I just, my anxiety is really high. So, I don't know, I may have to go. I just, it's just really hard to imagine being on a podium and all of a sudden you hear gunshots. Would you like to all hear a story? 5 people. Would you like to hear a story? I'll tell you a story. When I was driving truck, I never went to Chicago at night. I never went into Chicago, the city of Chicago, because I know what the city of Chicago is like at night. It's not safe. So I was coming across Indiana, got talking to a guy on a CB radio, and I was telling him where I was going and stuff, and he goes, "Oh, I park right across from there. Heck, there's nothing wrong with there." He goes, he said that's not, it's not a bad neighborhood. You'd be all right. Well, long story short, he talked me into it. So I ended up, it was like northwest of downtown, not very far. And you have to park out on the street because you have to back in off the street in the morning. I was hauling tires. And you have to go down the end of the street, make a spin around, come back and park. And I'm nervous as I would, no offense to anybody, but this is something I've said for years. I was as nervous as a pregnant nun at a Sunday school picnic. And I sat there and fiddle farted around. I don't know if we had phones in or not. I can't remember. And so it was about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I had to get up at 6, and I thought, well, I better get some type of sleep. I got to get some sleep. I got to try to get some sleep because I got a big day tomorrow. I got them tires. I got to get it unloaded, and then I got to get out of here. And so I go to, and just before I went to bed, I noticed a Chicago, well, best way I can put it would be a paddy wagon pull up across the street. I looked back, and he looked back at me, and he pulled up his newspaper and opened his lunchbox, and I figured, well, he's just gonna eat his lunch, you know. So he sat there, and I thought, well, I guess if I'm gonna wake up dead, I just might as well go to bed. So I went to bed, and woke up next morning about 6 o'clock. Got dressed, jumped in my driver's seat, looked across over there, across the street, and there sat that police officer, still sitting there, reading his newspaper. He finally lowered his newspaper, looked at me and waved, folded up his newspaper, and left. He sat there all night and watched and guarded me to make sure I didn't get hurt. Now, if that isn't divine intervention, what is? Hi, Stephen. Stephanie, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No, he wasn't taking a nap. He was watching me. He was watching me to make sure that I would be okay. Stephanie, I was talking about a trucker story where I parked in Chicago. I spent the night. A police officer pulled up across the street, sat there all night watching me so I wouldn't get shot. But anyway, and Stephanie was also the reason I came on my first live. I overcame my first fear of live. I came on to talk about Donald Trump's assassination attempt. And it's heartbreaking that this, maybe it's a blessing to get me out and face my fears. I also talked about I fell twice last night. The second one hurt a little bit more than the first one. Hello, Michael, Fly Girl. Glad to see you. The second one, I hit my head, cut my arm, bandaged up, and hurt my back. I'll probably have to see a chiropractor first part of the week. And I also talked about the new channel, the Guardian Angels. Wanting to get that out there, that please ask your first responders, your military personnel, and ask them if they would be interested in having a platform where they could talk about their issues to one another and feel safe about doing it. Because I'll obviously be looking for mods to do that. I won't be able to keep track of all that. And I want to thank every one of you for coming in tonight for this, even though it's just to get it off my chest. I watch a guy here on YouTube. His name is Barry Cunningham. Check out his channel. It's at Barry Cunningham. Check him out. He's a real cool guy. Very popular. YouTube is bothering him quite a bit about carrying Trump's rallies and stuff. So, fanfare with Barry Cunningham. Yeah, Shay, I'm doing my very best. I seen my cardiologist yesterday. Everything is tip top, exception of my weight, which I have a friend over on TikTok. It was the friend that I asked help for because he has 4 boys, teenage boys. He's raising by himself. The mom is not in the picture. I don't know where she's at, but she's not giving him any help. He has a lot of things going wrong with his back and his legs. He walks every day. I've got in contact with him, and I'm going to try to walk with him 3 days a week to help my knees, my back, and to lose weight. My heart's good. My blood pressure's good. My cholesterol's good. My sugar's good. Everything's good but my weight. And part of the weight problem is because of my knees. As you can tell, I'm moving back and forth. That's because I'm rubbing my knees. They hurt. He has lost 150 pounds. He weighed 398, and he's lost about 150 pounds. And I think if I have somebody that I can talk to while I walk, it'll make time go faster, and we can get this done. I also have a program through Walmart for Anytime Fitness, and I have degenerative disc disease in my back along with spinal stenosis, and I'm gonna, whether I feel like it or not, at least stop by and do some reps on the back machine to strengthen my back. Arms, legs, depend. The back is going to be the main thing. Back, abdomen, to strengthen up my core. Strengthening up the core and the back will definitely help the pain in my back and my legs. And now that I've had my first live if you could share this to Honeybee would be so proud. I'm sure she's off now, but share it to Honeybee. Let her know that I've had my first live, and we'll go from there. I just want to thank y'all. I know it's only 5 people and 4 likes. I appreciate it. Oh man, you guys are great. Thank you for just listening to me. Yeah, the pool. The pool. I really wanted to do the pool this year, but with the insurance snafu at the end of last year and the beginning of the year, my psoriasis came back, and it came back with a vengeance. I was 0.2% covered with psoriasis. I think I had some in my scalp. That gives me the 0.2. Now I'm 85% covered over my body. I seen my dermatologist 2 days ago. We're going to get me back on Siliq, SILIQ. The Cosentix, it does help with the pain, but it's not helping with the psoriasis. But I'll deal with the pain better than with the psoriasis. Because if I can get rid of the psoriasis, I won't be so scared of MRSA. Because the first time I got MRSA, I had never been in a jacuzzi, and when I was on the road, I went back to work, and my truck was broke down, so they gave me a room with a jacuzzi. I got in the jacuzzi, spent about a half hour in it. 3 days later, I woke up, took a shower, and then I started getting these bumps. I had a bump under my arm. I had 2 bumps about the size of a quarter on the back of my leg. And I had a cellulitis on my abdomen, probably about that big. And that was what really hurt. But the 2 bumps on the back of my leg went from about that big around to about that big around. And make a long story short, that was the day I got my new truck, which was June 13th, 2015. My hours ended in Springfield, Illinois, which has 2 of the best hospitals in central Illinois. I went to Memorial Healthcare. They determined I had MRSA. And I told them, well, I was going to just actually go home and come back in the morning. And they said, if you did that, you wouldn't have, the outcome would have been different. Like telling me that I might not have made it back in the morning. So I spent 7 days in the hospital getting fed antibiotics, and of course the wounds on the back of my leg and under my arm, they had to be open wounds. They have to be healed from the inside out, because if they heal from the outside in, well then it keeps that bacteria in, and then you wind up with the same issue. The cellulitis on my abdomen, they did a CT scan because they was afraid that it got deep and they were going to have to abdominal surgery, which it did not have to have. That didn't have to happen. They just treated that with antibiotics, and so the whole point of this conversation is I was going to get in the pool this year with my grandsons and play in the pool with them, but now with lesions all over my legs, my abdomen, my back, my arms, um, I'm a little gun shy about that, even though they use a lot of chlorine. I'm just gun shy of that. So um, hopefully that'll clear up before year's end, and I'll get to play in the pool with them for a little bit. So um, I got 5 likes, 3 people. Hey, I'll take it. For my first live, I'll take it. Fly Girl, thank you. Michael, thank you. Shay, thank you if you're still on. Thank you, everybody that's just listening to me. I think I needed it tonight. I really did. When I heard it and I seen it, I decided right then and there that I was going to do it. I was going to do it because I had to. I had to get it off. I had to get it out of my mind. It's just, it's a horrible thing. But I feel better, guys. I really do. Thank you. Thank you a lot. You don't know what it means. You have no idea. You just don't. I have mental issues anyway. I'll wake up in the middle of the night yelling, I'm trapped, I'm trapped, I'm trapped, but I'm not having any dream. It's because I was trapped in my truck. But and that's why I want to help those who help me, because the police officer that helped me, I won't say his name because of the medical issues that he went through. He was a Marine over, well, I can't say, I don't know if he was in Afghanistan or Iraq. He was in one of the 2 sandboxes. And he was on top of a vehicle. I don't know if it was a Humvee or a truck. And he was telling his lieutenant, it was at night, he was telling his lieutenant that there was explosions and they were like coming their way. And he goes, well, they're just probably exploding IEDs, or they're hunting for IEDs, so they're detonating them, and they just have to be coming that way. And he goes, no, he goes, I think they're more than IEDs. He says, I think they're missiles. He goes, no, they're just IEDs. They're just exploding them. A few minutes went by, and he goes, Lieutenant, these are getting really close. We really should be getting cover. He goes, these are getting, they're not IEDs. There's something bigger. And about that time, one hit close by. It blew him off the truck, and they realized then that they were in a firefight. They got up, and I really don't know. I can't remember how long they were in the firefight. 5 hours reminds me. It's stuck in my head, but it might be less than that. I really don't know, but 5 hours seems it. But anyway, they were in it a long time, shooting back and forth and having a firefight. And when it was over and done with, they kind of talked a little bit, and he got up, took about 5 steps, and fell into a lump of flesh. It seems that the missile that exploded nearby, the compression from that explosion, like, you have your chest bone and you have your, all this up here that protects your chest. Well, that kind of just, that compression, when it hit him, it turned it to jelly, basically. And he spent many, many days in recovery. He had to have major surgery where they put a metal plate in his chest, and he survived. He survived to save me. He was on the job 8 days when he saved me. And it's stories like that that are hard to believe. That God saved him so he could save me. Years later. It's hard to believe how God works. That's why I make these crosses. Ever since the accident, I wanted to make crosses. This is why I make them. Even though I don't sell very many. But he was saved. And that night he told me that story. I looked right into his eyes. And I said, God saved you because you are going to have to save me. How long was the accident? My accident happened March 26th, 2021, 4:46 p.m. If any of you have Facebook, and I don't think you have to have Facebook to get into it. If you go to the Murrayville Woodson PD Department, Illinois, you'll probably have to dig for it because it's probably down in the bottom of the archives down there somewhere. Look up rollover accident, and you will find the police car driving north you'll see my little black pickup truck come into view, and then you will see all hell break loose. It's probably not no more than 30 seconds. I actually had the chance, and I still do. All I have to do, because I know the chief, excuse me, I know the chief of police down here. Actually, I knew him before he was born. I babysit him because the house I was living in at that time, we were renting off his mom and dad. It's Murrayville, not Murray. There's no S. It's Murrayville, Illinois. Woodson. Murrayville dash Woodson. Woodson. Yes, Murrayville. So I know him since he was born. Yeah, Woodson. Yep, that's it. You'll have to probably dig for it. He said, if you want to see the body cam motion or the body cam footage, we can let you see it. I said, well, really? I really don't want to see myself die. And I talked to my therapist about it, and she agreed that that would probably not be a good thing. That would we'll just say not be a good thing. Excuse me, I gotta get a slight drink of Pepsi. And as you look for that accident, you will see him along with the chief of police, the president of our village. You will also see the police report. It's all there. I can prove every bit of it. We women bear children. Yeah, that is true. That is true, Shay. Cameras are everywhere. No matter what. But it was one chance in a million that he's coming down the road and catches my accident on his dash cam. So I'm sorry, Shay. I've been with my wife when both of our kids were C-sectioned, and one was an emergency. The first one was an emergency. The second one was planned. And then the second one, the doctor said, well, do you want to see your wife? Us pull the baby out? And I said, well, no, not really. I really don't want to see my wife cut open. That would be the last memory I want to see her cut open. I think that would ruin the moment of a baby being born. Maybe someday some guys might want to see that, but not me. It was March 26th, 2021. Fly girl. You'll have to dig for it because it's way down at the bottom. It's there. And if you can't find it, I will tomorrow dig up the link and get it to you guys if you can't find it. So how do you think my lives are doing so far? I got 4 people and 7 likes. I think that's pretty good for my unannounced live. For just popping up and saying, here we go. So, hey, that's pretty cool. I'm proud of myself. I got over the, I did it. I did it. I want to thank you all, though. I'll thank every one of you. You guys have been really nice. Thank you. Honey Bun. Hi, Honey Bun. How are you, Honey Bun? Yes, my first live. 3 people and 7 likes. How do you think? That's pretty good, ain't it? It was unexpected. When I heard that President Trump got shot, I had to get on. I had to get on and express my concern for him and his family and for all those involved with that. And everybody here has showed me support. I had Logan Dees show up first. Don't know who Logan is, but he showed up first right off the bat and welcomed me. And I thought that was pretty cool. So here I've been on 69 minutes or 70 minutes. Been on 70 minutes now. That's quite a while for my first one. I didn't think I'd be on here 5 minutes. Like I said, you know, I don't know if Honeybees is going to be on tomorrow. I think I heard her say she didn't know if she was going to be on. But I can show you what I did make her for her birthday now. I think you'll like what I made her. Hang on a minute. It says, welcome to the hive and to the queen bee. What do you think? You think she'll like that? You think she'll like it? Can't tell her now.
One of the greatest crimes is what they've done over 4 years in hiding what the obvious facts are. You run for the President of the United States from the basement. All very dishonest stuff, but you know, we're going to have the greatest election. I'll tell you what, we did that realistically in 2016.
Can't tell her now, guys. You can't tell her.
And it was rigged. It was a rigged deal, but we did much better. But it's nothing compared to the enthusiasm all over, not just in Pennsylvania.
I'm sorry, Flat Girl. My heart goes out to you.
That we've seen over the last
It really does. You guys are awesome. And I know you do, Fly Girl. I still miss, I didn't lose any children, but I have lost a best friend. I had a best friend in high school. I met his nephew, and we always kind of stuck together. And after we graduated high school, we moved out, or we just kind of, you know, everybody separates after high school, and nobody stays together unless some reason you're really close. And his uncle was a pretty cool dude. If you look up Hillbilly, you'll find his picture right there on the page. He was a hillbilly, big beard, big mustache, long hair. You know, he could live off the land, didn't need money, go out and shoot a rabbit, fry it on the, build a fire and fry it on the stove, you know, a wood stove. But he was just one of those guys that were cool, man. I mean, he was just, he would give the shirt off your back to help you. If you were stuck in his front yard in the winter, he would, and it was 20 below zero and the wind blowing, he'd go get the tractor and get you pulled out and get on your way. That's the type of guy he was. If I had plumbing problems and it was 3 a.m. in the morning and I had water everywhere, I could pick up the phone and say, Richard, I need help. Be there in 20 minutes, dude. That's the type of person he was. Well, in 1995, I lost him. Colon cancer, then liver cancer. Cancer took him. And I've never found a friend like that since. He was one of a kind. He's one of a kind. Well, guys, I'm going to have to go. I've been on here 76 minutes. I want to thank you for everything.
Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration.
Shoestring? Are you thinking of shoestring? Hobo shoestring?
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over.
Is that who you're talking about, honey bun?
To our country, probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you
Yeah, I miss him too.
take a look what happened.
He was a cool guy. Here we go. Here's the shooting. I'm watching Fanfare with Barry Cunningham on YouTube. You guys check him out. Fanfare with Barry Cunningham. He is really good. But anyway, so in 1995, I lost him to cancer. I lost him to cancer. So no, he wasn't my child, but he was my very best friend. And my heart goes out to every one of you ladies and men, if you're out there, when you have lost a loved one. I know how you feel. So, but it's it's 20 after 11, and I was up late last night. I had 2 falls, so I'm tired, and so I'm gonna cut out of here, and I want to thank you for my inaugural live. I appreciate it. Y'all coming in. I got 9 likes, 10 people. That's awesome for a first night surprise live. Thank you all. Thank you. I can't thank you all enough. I hope you can hear me too. So I gotta go. My dog, he's out there, he's hearing my voice, and he's walking up and down the hallway and keeping my wife alive. And so hit the like button. I appreciate it. I got 9 likes, 7 people. It's great. I'm very happy. I'm very happy for that. So now I won't be so scared the next time I do a live. Um, I'll be able to do it and not be so gun shy. I don't know if it'll be on this channel or the Guardian Angels. So, good night, everybody. Take care. 10 likes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 10 likes. So, gonna head out. Have a good night. Take care, everybody. I love you all. You're awesome. Night.
This was about 10 minutes into the speech. The crowd was chanting in a beautiful moment, "Thank you, Trump. Thank you, Trump." And then moments later, we heard what seemed to be the firecrackers of some